Okay, so we've done the balance. Penny did that. And we're just jumping right into class today. So we're reaching away, squeezing the shoulder blades, reaching away, squeezing the shoulder blades, like you're reaching around a big tree or you're trying to get something out in front of you. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then just neutral, no reaching, no squeezing, and then reach your arms up over your head. Nice deep breath. So really extend through your fingers and extend down through the floor. I want you to spread your toes. Really feel how the feet are reaching through the ground, right into the middle of the earth, and your arms and head, neck. I'm going to straighten my neck out here as a little addition, up through the top of the crown of the head, up through the sky, pushing down through the floor, and then turn the palms outward and down, and then bring your arms down by your side. And standing here, just press your feet into the floor. So this is the way that is very helpful to think about walking through your life. So as I push through the floor, and not always, you need to relax too. As I push through the floor, I can feel my legs activate. Okay, so from here, step forward on the right foot. Okay, like you're gonna step away, squeeze and release the glutes. I mean, really squeeze them. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Standing nice and tall through the spine, okay? And through your feet, through the top of the head. Squeeze and release, squeeze, release. The hamstrings go for the ride. You're gonna feel it, obviously, different front to back. One more, step back, and now step forward on the left foot, okay? So squeeze, release, just like you're gonna walk away, but we're in a stationary position. Just squeeze, release. And your front leg, you may feel more of the thigh, the quadriceps contract. That's okay. That is just part of it. Because hopefully everything is connected. Okay, and then bring your feet back to hip width apart. The side of the feet are straight. Squeeze, release the glutes. Okay, squeeze, release. Still maintaining that feeling of pressing down through the floor, lengthening through the spine. Notice when you started, what tensions you might feel. Maybe you were feeling pain, maybe you don't right now. Okay, so just perhaps this small difference changes things. A little attention to these issues. Okay, good. Now let's take the block. I'm going to use a yoga block today because I think many of you are, and there might be some new people here. Medium direction. I put it between my thighs. Some of you may have the Egoscue blocks or the foam blocks, blow up blocks. Use those. So the skinny way. Okay, position your feet so the side is straight, and then squeeze straight in. Okay. If there's a bit of a knee tweak somewhere, you might have to reposition your toes and feet to accommodate that for now. But right now you're going to squeeze and release the block as straight in as possible, standing up tall, still pressing through the floor. So as I squeeze, release, my feet sort of have to, or they change position because the muscles are changing, because I'm now using more of the leg muscles and those things connected. And so you're going to have to rearrange. Squeeze, release, squeeze and release, squeeze, release. Okay, now just hold the block steady, a kind of steady squeeze, and then roll the shoulders forward. So big shoulder rolls forward. Just getting the upper back to do the work. The elbows, arms stay straight. So the mid-back muscles are doing the job to move the shoulders around and forward. Okay, backwards. Okay, so especially this one, I will notice in live classes, people like to bend their elbows. It's kind of a way of making you think that you're rotating from the upper back and the shoulders, but so keep them long, the arms long. Use the mid back. As you roll backwards, the shoulder blades kind of scrub the back or scrub the rib cage. Okay, forward again. 1, 2, this time I'll count 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, right hand, elbow stays low. The right hand touches the top of the shoulder joint. You're gonna grab underneath your elbow. My thumb is bracing here at the elbow level. I'm gonna push my hand back and down my shoulder blade. Okay, so I'm bracing, or I'm turning the arm in the arm socket to accomplish that. Standing up nice and tall, spread the toes, push through the floor, steady pressure, okay, on that block. Nice deep breaths. And some of you are not going to be able to push back far because perhaps the upper back is tight, shoulder may have a little tweak here and there. So just respect that joint and how much movement can happen. Big thing is ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, all stacked over each other. Okay, notice if the weight on your feet changes drastically if you do this. Okay, that means, okay, bring the elbow down. I'll explain that in a second. Left hand touches the shoulder joint. You're going to remain low to start, or the elbow low, and then grab and push that hand, supporting and twisting the arm so that the hand goes down the shoulder blade. Okay, nice deep breaths. And right now I don't remember what I was going to say, but as you push back, if that shoulder joint just doesn't want to go there, then just go as far as you feel comfortable. Nice deep breaths. The goal here is that you feel it down the side body. Okay, more the side body rather than the tricep. Okay, so bring that elbow down. Let's take the block out and let's do a chest opener. So I'm going to use my handy bookcase as my wall. Stand sideways to the wall, nice and straight, and hand goes on the wall. Open up the muscles of your hand and rotate the arm in the socket. Okay, there's not a tremendous amount of movement through the neck or anything. It's just the arm turning in that shoulder joint. And it's a little motion. So if you're new to class, this might feel like, what in the world? Any tension in your hand, you'll notice because of tightness in the upper back, usually. Okay, and then turn. Turning front to back. Front to back.
This is going to be a pretty intense day.
Okay, switch sides again. Other side. Just going to mute folks. Front to back. Notice the difference left to right. Okay, switch again. Beautiful. Okay, come on out of that. Now, if you're standing near the wall, go ahead and put your heels right up against the wall. We're going to do elbow curls here. And so that means you're going to do that grip with your knuckles. The first and second knuckle kind of go over your cheekbones, a little bit the temples. And then you're going to rotate the knuckles right on your temples, cheekbones, so that the elbows land in front of your chest. Okay, this should be well, the goal is that the shoulder joint, that arm bone, just rotates front to back in the shoulder socket. Notice when you come back, can you touch the wall? Okay, elbows in front. Can you touch the wall? Can you touch your elbows in front of your body? Okay, just notice. Nice and relaxed. It's just like your knuckles are hinges. Good. Okay, drop the arms. Arms go out to the side. Scrunch those knuckles, flat palms. Thumbs are forward. Rotate the arms around in a circle forward. Okay, so that forward motion with the arms straight, the circle that you're making with your hands is about the size of a grapefruit. Okay, it's a little bit, it's helpful often. I often do not say always or never, but the idea here is that the mid back does the work. Okay, again, those shoulder blades, mid back, and the neck is not. Okay, flip the palms up, the knuckles, reach through the knuckles, keep that flat palm, rotate backwards. Nice and tall. So the arms will, if you're new to this or your arms are tired, it's usually because the mid back isn't quite connecting to do the work yet, but it will. Okay, relax down. Now, cross crawl, left to right, just left to right. You might have already done this, but that's okay. Still connect you, right? Left to right. Some good energy into this. Left, right side of the brain. So if you're feeling a little scattered, it's a good one to do. Helps focus. Okay, nice. Let's go down on the floor. You're gonna go on your back. Bring the block between your knees, okay? So if it's a yoga block, it's gonna be the medium direction. I like it. This yoga block usually between the thighs, the Egoscue block or the foam block or blow-up block, that can go between your knees. So you're gonna be on the floor, arms are out to the side, palms up, okay? Squeeze, release that block. So I'm gonna keep my pelvis quiet, which means I am not using my abs on this one. And I'll lengthen your back, squeeze, release. Nice deep breaths. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Okay, 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Take the block out. Arms are out to the side still. Squeeze and release your glutes. So just your bum muscles. Again, for some people, their abs are so connected, trying to do the work for the other muscles. It might take focus, a lot of focus, to not use your abs. You're just squeezing your glutes. You can take your hands, push your bum together to help it, okay, if you need to. Or if it's really difficult, you can start with your legs out straight and squeeze, release your glutes. The goal is to get your knees bent and do it. But hey, we'll take the straight legs if that's what you need to do. So let's go for 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and right into a frog. So that's where the soles of the feet come together. Let the knees drop out. And just feel where is the tension. Maybe there's no tension. Nice deep breaths. Excellent. Bring the knees up. I'm going to have you go over on your hands and knees. We're going to be kind of doing a bunch of different movements. Floor, on your stomach, getting up, blah, blah. I'm going to switch it up a little bit. Okay, so hands are a little bit wider than shoulder width, up into the cat or raccoon, and then down into the sway back horse. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, up into that raccoon or cat, down into the sway back horse. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, up and down. Keep going, up and down. Just gonna get the timer. Up, down, up, and down. Okay, so come to a neutral place. I'm just gonna take my sweater off here so you can see better. But what you're gonna do, I'm gonna talk you through this a little as I do this, is you're gonna remain in that tabletop position. So you got a flat back, I call it the coffee table, okay? Now, keep the arms straight, squeeze your shoulder blades together, keep your neck straight, okay? And then go ahead and push your hands through the floor. So it's just kind of pulling the shoulder blades away from each other, but you're not going into the big cat or raccoon. Okay, just squeeze the shoulder blades together and then push your hands into the floor to pull the shoulder blades away from each other. So squeeze and push, squeeze, push, squeeze the shoulder blades, pull the shoulder blades away from each other, but you are pushing into the floor, squeeze, push, and now go right back into the sway back horse and the cat or raccoon. Okay, up and down. Big breaths here. Up and down. So the shoulder blades come together and then the lower back, that's where the amount of arch should come from the upper back moving. And the same thing with the looking up part. So meaning your upper back's tight. There should not be a lot of arch in your low back, nor a big looking up action. Okay, come to neutral again. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Reach your left foot back. So my toes are remaining on the floor. Flex the ankle. Keep squeezing your shoulder blades together. Lift the heel, the whole leg, excuse me, with your glute muscle, glutes, plural. Punch the right arm forward. I'm gonna make a fist. I want you, the standing arm here, I want you to squeeze the shoulder blade down towards your hip, okay? You're reaching that arm, but you can actually contract the shoulder blade a little bit on the reaching arm. Keep the glute tight and the whole leg really. And the front of the pelvis is equal to the floor, you're even to the floor. Okay, bring the hand and leg down. Reach the right foot back, flex the ankle. Okay, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the leg. The leg does not come up above your bum. Keep the front of the pelvis even to the floor. Punch the opposite arm away from that leg. Squeeze the shoulder blade to get shoulder blades down, particularly the standing arm. Hold it and then switch. So here we go. 10, 9, keeping all those things in mind. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then switch again. Push through the heel. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Squeeze the shoulder blades down to 8, 9, 10, and then one more on the other side. And we'll do one more on each side. Squeezing, pushing through the heel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch, punch, lift with the glute, not too high. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Wide arms here. You're going to reach your hands forward into that child's pose. It's like a extended child's pose. The forehead goes on the ground. Arms are straight, forearms are off the ground. If the shoulder bugs you, you can bend your elbows. Okay. Suction cup your hands or your elbows to the floor. Try to pull your chest towards your knees while you keep your bum off the heels. Okay. So you're not sitting on your heels. You're just getting a nice pull from the hands or the elbows through your arms to your upper back. Kind of wag your tail. Penny's dog would appreciate this. Penny's dog taught us, as a matter of fact. Okay, good. Let's go on to your stomach. Your hands come under the forehead. Let's bring your right knee out to the side. So you got it at right angles, the commando crawl stretch. Reach the knee away from the hip joint, tuck your bum. Push the knee and ankle into the floor. Okay, the other leg is straight down. So you're pushing down, tucking your bum. Okay, and then bring that leg down and let's go to the other side. I'm gonna turn this way, you can see this. I'm going to tuck my butt. Push the knee and ankle into the floor. Get a good stretch in that groin. Switch to the other side again. Same thing. Tuck the bum, press the knee and ankle into the floor. And switch again. One more on this side. Okay, great. Let's come up on your elbows. Okay, so the elbows are a little bit wider than shoulder width. I'm going to do the grip with my fingers here. Drop your chest. So there isn't a lot of pressure on your low back. Now the elbows are like there's like pins going through them. Okay, it's your rotation. You're going to rotate the forearms with the hands attached, I hope, to pull the shoulder blades down and together. So meaning when I say down, it's sort of down, you're sliding down your rib cage a little bit and inward. So what should happen here is you feel the movement in the upper back. Let's say the goal is that, and this is what I call a modified cobra. And just hold that. Relax your lower back. If your lower back is bothering you, you might want to roll a towel under that pelvis and just place it there. Nice. Okay, drop down, arms come over on the floor, a little bit wider over your head, wider than your shoulder blades or shoulder joints, forehead's on the ground. Reach the left hand away from that shoulder joint. You're keeping your hand and arm on the floor. Press down a little bit. Now reach the right leg away from your hip joint. The top of the foot stays on the floor. You're going to push your leg and arm into the floor a little bit, this left arm and right leg, and then release it, just release, and then reach the right arm and the left leg away from each other, pushing down slightly, and then release that, and then reach the other way, just good, and then the other side. Reaching, and then release, and then reach the opposite one. So we're going diagonal. It's very small motion. Okay, reach, but it's a powerful one right at the spinal level. And getting a hand leg opposite movement here. Just not only good for the brain, but just activating all those muscles through everything. How's that for an explanation? Okay, back to the other side. One more on each side and then switch. Good. Okay, hands come under the forehead again. Bend the knees. Okay, knees remain hip width apart. Flex the ankles. Switch, go left to right. Left to right. Left to right. So you're just doing that windshield wiper motion with it. Knees hip width apart. Now go a little bit wider. So you're like wide, you are wider than the pelvis, left to right. Notice where you might feel some tightness. Interesting, I feel a twist line up my left side just a little bit. So by the end of class, that's my goal, is that that is reduced or gone away. Okay, so now bring the knees really wide, put the soles of the feet straight together, so the soles actually touch, and then push the feet together, like press it and release. Press, release, press, and release. Press, release. Get the timer ready here. Press and release. Press. Press, release. Press and release. Let's go for 2 more. Press, release, press, and release. Okay, so you're going to come over on your left side. Both legs are straight in this case. You can bring your hand under your head, your ear, your side of your head, or you could just bring your arm, your head onto your arm, laying down. Okay, I'm going to be like this. Now, bring the top leg up. Okay, so I'm a V, top leg is holding up, just hold that. Flex the ankle there. flex the ankle of the lower leg, the one that's on the floor. Lift the lower leg towards the upper one. You're gonna keep, and then down. So up and down. Keep that top leg just out of reach of the lower leg. Just up and down, up and down, up, down, up and down. 2 more, 1 and 2. And now the lower leg stays on the floor. The top leg is staying up here. Turn the toes downward, but keep the ankle flexed. Thigh is tight. So now lift and lower from the glute. So imagine and feel, if you can, that that glute is actually the thing lifting your leg. Okay, toes are pointing downward. Up and down, up and down. And the part that we want to target is that the glute is doing the work here. Okay, relax down. That's great. Bend both knees. Okay, pull the knees forward a little bit. I'm going to turn this way so you can kind of see this. My heels are just going to tuck under my sacrum or my bum. And then I'm going to lift and lower the top knee. My ankles stay connected. So I'm going to lift and lower. Again, I'm lifting and lowering from the glute. So if you don't feel your glute, and glutes are rather large, by the way, you might have to change the position of your heels to your bum. Okay, so just notice where you feel the work happen, okay, or come from. So lift and lower, lift and lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. This is a different angle of the glute too as you do this one. Okay, one more. Beautiful. Okay, and now into a side plank. So some of you may need to bend your knees, or bottom leg can be straight and the top leg offset. So pick your way of doing it. I'm going to do it with straight legs. If you are doing that, flex the ankles, push up through the elbow, reach up through that top arm, and tuck your bum a little bit or tighten the glutes. Okay. Now I'm going to pull the elbow that I'm pushing, or forearm that's pushing into the floor. I'm going to pull my elbow towards my hip joint. My glutes are tight, actually, with the legs straight. My thighs are tight as well. Nice deep breaths here. Just breathing through it. If it's hard to do and you're struggling with it a little bit, just go out of it and then come back into it. Excellent. Okay, relax out of that. Let's go to the other side. Okay, now legs are straight. Pick how you want your hand or arm to be. I'm going to lift my top leg. Toes are pointing forward. Flex the ankle. Keep that thigh tight. Flex the bottom leg ankle. Keep the thigh tight. Lift the lower leg towards the upper one, keeping the upper leg just out of reach. Okay. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift, lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Okay. 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Lower leg stays on the floor. Flex the ankle. The top leg comes up. Point the toes downward and lift and lower that leg up and down using your glute to do the work. Okay, well, amazing. My glute's not doing the work. The hip joint is. And there's that twist line. Okay, so lift and lower, keeping the toes pointed down so that you really can get to the glute. Okay, 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Relax out of that. Bend the knees. Pull the knees up a little bit. More than, how do I put it? Not quite at 90 degrees, but close to it. Tuck the heels just a little bit under your sacrum. Lift and lower the top knee. So the ankles stay together, it's a clam. And I'm using the glute to lift the leg. I didn't mention this on the other side, but when you lift the knee up, you're not lifting really more than about 3 inches, okay? Because you want to use the glute, the side of the leg and the glute, not move your body back and forth. It's just using those leg muscles. Okay. 4 more here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Straight legs or bent legs or whatever combination up on the elbow. We're going to do that side plank and go. Okay. So whether your knees are bent or legs are straight, tighten the glutes. Pull the elbow that you're pushing into the floor towards your hip joint. If the legs are straight, you're tightening the thighs, reaching through the top of your head. Ten more seconds. Remember, if you get tired, just drop out of it, come back into it. Excellent. Relax out of it. Okay, we're going to do the front plank, but not quite yet. So here's what we're going to do. Go onto your back. Okay, cross the left ankle on the right knee. Okay, push that left knee away from your chest or hip joint, however you want to think of it, with your muscles of the hip joint, not your hand. Okay, go into a hip crossover as long as you can do a twist, okay? You need to modify it. You might stay up and not do the crossover part, just pushing the knee away with your knees up. And then the other thing is you could block the side, the right side. You put the block under the foot and the side of the leg. You're going to look to the left. And you can snow angel your arms up over your head. That might give you a sense of twist tension lines through the body. It'll give you a sense of just how twisted you really are. Just kidding. Kind of. Nice deep breaths here. Good. Twist back up. Okay. Both feet on the floor, hip width apart. Cross the right ankle on the left knee. Push that right knee away. Twist on over or just stay up there, okay, where you're pushing the knee away, because I happen to know some of you have hip stuff and twisting may not be in the cards at the moment. So I do find myself having to lengthen my back a little bit when I move from position to position. So if you don't know what I mean by that, you can ask me later. Okay, so I'm twisting left, looking right. I do a little snow angel with my arms just to get a sense of things, sense of tension lines. Okay, twist back up the same way you had gone down. Good. And now over on your right side. Okay, upper spinal floor twist. So this one, your knees are going to come up at right angles to your torso. You're going to start on the side of your right shoulder. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. As you turn, you take your left hand, you're going to reach that arm hand. Now, some of you, that if the shoulder bugs you, you're going to bend you're going to touch your front of your shoulder joint so you don't strain the shoulder. Anyway, the arm comes up at an angle if possible. Really a wide position, and keep your eyeballs, both of them, on your hand. Okay, so you're going to wiggle your fingers, rotate the wrists around, wrist. I'm going to grab my knee, my top knee with the hand on the other side. So wiggle those fingers, reach through the fingers, nice deep breaths. Keeping your eyes on the hand. Now that means that the reason I want your hand eyes on the hand is because if I can't turn my neck to look at my hand, then I'm not gonna twist past where that is possible. So we want everything connected. And as you're here, just think of, okay, I'm reaching through, actually I'm turning from my spine, and then all the muscles connected right up to my fingertips are staying connected. Kick the top leg out, okay, so that it's at either right angles, but the big thing is the knee needs to be straight, the leg straight, ankle flexed, okay, so some people can kick way up, others not. The bottom leg goes straight down like you're standing on it. Both legs or ankles are flexed, both legs are tight. That might allow you to turn a little bit more from the spine, takes the pressure off the low back typically. And I know you're gonna have to adapt this, by the way, if you have had some hip replacements going on. Turn the arm around in a big clock arm way, so that it's like a second hand swinging around your back, your head, your front of your body over your hip. You're staying in the twist, and now go the other way. Big sweeping turns. Okay, let the arm drop back again, bend both knees together, close the hands together, reach the top hand past the bottom. Okay, let's go to the other side. Okay, start all at right angles. Okay, remember, you're gonna turn from the spine first. I'm gonna watch my hand or elbow, depending if I need to bend my elbow. I'm gonna reach up at an angle, look at your hand. Don't you let that hand or elbow go out your side. Nice deep breaths. I'm gonna hold my top knee with the opposite arm, hand. Wiggle the fingers, rotate the wrist around. And the reason I like to do that wiggly finger thing, there's some neurological reasons for that, but it just keeps your attention, your brain is paying attention to it. You don't have to do it the whole time, but now nice deep breaths here. And then notice, wow, maybe you can rotate more on one side than the other. Big breaths here. The breathing will help you in on so many levels. Okay. Now kick the top leg out at whatever angle you can do it at, with the leg straight, flexed ankle, bottom leg goes straight down like you're standing on it. Okay. Push through the heels. Now swing the arm around, and it's like a clock, a second hand clock. Tick, 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 a clock hand, arm, whatever you want to call it, rotating around. And then the other direction. Be very cognizant and connected to your arm, okay? You're not just swinging it and daydreaming. Stay connected to your breath and your body. It helps for the rest of your life. Bend your knees back together, and then close the hands back together. Reach the top hand past the bottom one, and then come over on your hands and knees again, okay? And we're gonna go into the coffee table position. Okay, walk the hands forward 1 hand length, timer. And so that's about 6 inches. Lean forward a little bit, push the shoulder blades together. Just a reminder, the hands, arms are about a little bit wider than shoulder width. I'm pushing the shoulder blades together. Arms are straight. Nice deep breaths. Pull the shoulder blades, kind of slide them down your back, into your back pockets, let your head drop. Okay, very important to let the head drop, squeezing the shoulder blades together, shake out your neck and head. Some people will have more arch than others, but the big thing here is that you're really focusing on the shoulder blades squeezing together and the head drop. And no pressure on the low back. Actually, if I could have a little while to explain it, it actually can open up that vertebrae in the lower back. Very important, the upper back moves, however. Okay, good. Let's go down onto your stomach again. Okay,
Now, bend your knees again, pull the knees right together, flex the ankles, and then pull the feet away from each other. So this is the active wishbone. Okay, so the feet come away from each other, the knees stay together. They really stay together. Rotating back and forth. With a lot of awareness here. You don't want to just fling your legs out, okay? Because it does put pressure on the low back because we're moving the femur in the hip joint, and it moves the glutes and it pulls the pelvis into a more what you call an anterior tilt. So there's more arch in the back. Okay, drop the legs down and then just curl the toes under here and tighten the thighs. So the knees come up off the floor and then stretch through your feet. Just really stretch till the tops of your feet drop down. Okay, come up on your elbows and you can do this off your knees. So this is the front plank or core ab. Push up through your forearms. Okay, come straight up. I'm going to do it on straight legs. Some of you are going to have it do this on your knees, but whatever you do, either way, you are going to drop your chest a little bit, but do not drop your hips down, okay, your pelvis. You're going to keep it all in line. And if you're in the straight leg one, keep the thighs tight and even rotate those forearms out. So to pull the shoulder blades together. The more the shoulder blades can move, and this takes a while to learn this, so I'm sort of, it's hard to do this on Zoom properly. So I do want you to make sure your low back is okay. But typically people do this with their hands together and they round their back with no actual engagement through the abs, through the back of the abs. Okay, drop down. Okay, that was a lot of big mouthful there. Okay, let's do this. Go onto your back. Okay, arms come over your chest. The knees are bent. Feet are hip width apart. Knees go out to the side. Arms go over the head. Back arches naturally. Okay. Knees come in. Arms come over the chest. Push your lower back into the floor. Over the head. Knees go out. Back up over the chest. Knees come together. So you're basically doing pelvic tilts, and you are doing a movement at the hip joints and the shoulder joints. Okay. Back and forth. Okay, nice. Okay, now bend both knees, come into a tabletop. I'm going to turn at an angle a little here. My left hand is going to go under my knee joint. It's on the back of my thigh. The right hand is going to go over the top of the thigh towards my knee. Okay, close to that. Flex both ankles, lower legs stay parallel to the floor. Push your right knee into your right hand and offer resistance with your hand and pull the left leg into your left hand. Your left and right hand are resisting, moving much more than about maybe an inch. Okay, and then drive the work right into the pelvis and release. So this is that sacral, kind of stabilizer it can be. So you're going to push, release, push in, press out or away and release. Push into the right hand, pull into the left hand, release, push, pull, release, push, pull, release, push and pull, release, push, pull, release, push and pull, release, push, pull, release. One more, push and pull, release. Okay, other side. I'm going to grab underneath the right thigh and put my other hand, my left hand on top of the thigh above the knee, push and pull. Keep the ankles flexed. Really drive that work into the pelvis, release, and sacrum. That's what we're trying to do here. Push, pull, release. Your arms, hands are doing the resisting of the push, pull. to activate the pelvis, release, push and pull. Hold it, release, push and pull, release, push and pull, release. Now one more, push and pull, release. Great. Okay, left leg goes out straight. Bring your right foot up off the ground. We're going to do ankle circles and flexes. So you can either grab the leg or hold it up. 2 big circles. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The leg that's if you can, the opposite leg, you're going to keep it straight and the ankle flex. If your back bothers you, you can bend the knee. Okay, 3 more. 1, 2, 20. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I didn't say I was doing 20. That's what I'm doing. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Point and flex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, that leg that you just did the circles and flexes on goes straight out. Flex the ankle, tighten the thigh, big circles on the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Point and flex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, bend both knees. Feet are hip width apart. Come up off the floor into a full bridge. Okay, hold it up there. Notice if your toes are all touching the floor. Okay, and now come back down. So up and down, pushing through the floor. Keep those toes on the floor. Up and down, up and down. Arms are out to the side, palms up and down. And now come up and hold it. My left foot is going to be the standing foot. I'm going to kick my right leg out, flex the ankle. Now, keep the top of your right leg parallel to the bent left knee. Push through the standing foot. Okay, push through the heel of the extended leg, hold it. Your glute should be really firing up on the left. Now, put the right foot down, keep yourself up, kick the left leg out. Keep the top of the left leg parallel to the right bent knee. Push through the standing foot, keep the thigh tight to the straight leg, and then switch. Back and forth. So you're being very precise about this. Switch. Okay. Push up through the standing foot, switch, switch, and switch. And one more on each side, boom. Okay, and there you go. Nice, come back down. Excellent. Let's do a static wall. So you're gonna put your legs straight up the wall. You're only gonna go as close to the wall as you can. Flex your ankles and tighten the thighs. Typically, when there's a slight bit of a, I'm going to call disconnect, or if it's new to you, it's just new. So I'm going to come kind of close to the end of my couch. That is not a wall, but pretend like I'm on a wall. Okay. So make sure you have a block and strap right near you in case I decide to do something with it. And you're going to only go as close to the wall
as that happens. So that doesn't, it does not matter if you are 8 inches. Actually, I'm gonna use this wall, even though it's gonna kind of fade out a little bit because of the light. It's kind of worth it to show you if you're new, okay? So let's say I'm just really tight. My thighs do not want to tighten. I'm gonna put my heels right on the edge of the, like, I'm just gonna put my heels on the wall. Now, your hip width apart, when you flex your ankles, pull the little pinky side of your toes down, tighten the thighs. And you're just gonna hang here, not hang here. You're gonna work, actually, for 1 minute. Point, point. We've got that. Arms are out to the side, palms up. Spread the toes. Keep your thighs tight. I'm gonna just move it to the couch again. So this, what's nice about it is that you can makeshift this exercise. Even if you didn't have a full wall, you have the back of your thighs on. What I'm doing is on the couch, and I'm just pushing through the heels as if I've got my heels on the wall. And of course, you can use the edge of the couch if you need it to be pretty far back. Okay, so spread those toes, tighten the thighs, push through the heels. Of course, I'll let the timer way over there. And you guys that know this, you can do arm glides here, or pullovers, right? Or reverse presses, or all of them. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll just have to come to another class. I'll go through it. So pullovers are just rotating arms over the head. We did that earlier. Arm glides are like making a candle flame over your head. Okay, come on, roll out of that. And I want to get at least 2 more in. So I'm gonna move you back again. I'm gonna take the strap. So you're gonna be sitting right here. I'm gonna take the strap, bring it up over both feet to above your knees. I'm gonna tighten this down so that I have all these dark clothes on. Sorry about that. You guys with the eventually who look at the recording. So the knees are about hip width apart. And you're gonna take your block. I'm gonna move back here. Put it between your feet like this. Bring your hands behind you. Okay, so you're gonna press out on the strap and in on the block. The feet stay flat. So you press out, push in, release, sitting up as tall as you can. Okay, push out, press in, release. Press out, push in, release. Out and in, release. Out and in, release. Press out, push in, release. Out and in, release, sitting up as tall as you possibly can. Pushing out, pressing in, releasing. Out, in, release. So this should really make your legs work. You might have to micro adjust the strap a little bit. And just for the heck of it, let's do this on your back, okay? Which is how I normally do it more often. Press out, push in, release. It's pretty much trying to do this at the same time, but there's a little delay. Okay, push out, press in, release, push out, press in, release. Let's go for 1 more. Out and in, hold this, drive the work to the pelvis and release. Nice. Let's take the strap off and go straight into an air bench. Okay, so air bench is against the wall. If air bench is not in the cards for you today, then go ahead and do anything from like sitting knee pillow squeezes to standing knee pillow squeezes. And if you want, in the air bench, you can use the block between your knees or the strap at your knees. We're right at 9. I was got kicked off my own Zoom, so I'm just going to do a minute. You guys can stay longer if you need to. So in this position, if going down at right angles is not, again, what you can do, Then start up high. You don't need to use a block either. I'm just demonstrating that. And if you're just building your strength up to get the air bench, you know, to hold it longer, and you get tired, just come up out of it for a second, go back into it, okay? So weights in the heels. I flatten my lower back to the wall. And Penny, thank you so much for starting us. I really appreciate that. I hope you all are feeling inspired today and better come up out of that. And let's just do the test of the hangover. And I don't mean from vodka. Right? Okay. Hangover. Whatever else you might have tested in the beginning. I like to test the squat too. Whatever, you know, things you were feeling earlier that were tight. And there you have it. A great day. I'm gonna stop the recording.